Let's talk about the Appalousa paradox, shall we? Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Now, I want to talk about Appalousa here because this has been quite an interesting little thing going around here. We got a lot of people out here in the back of the community, back over there in the corner in the top players section. I'm hearing a lot of talk about people wanting Appalousa banned and out of the game. Get rid of it. It's a horribly designed card, and it would make the game better if Appalousa was gone. So, there's a lot to digest with this. So, with Rarity Collection 2 coming around here and them reprinting the crap out of Appalousa, a lot of fears are kind of running around right now with them going to do what they did with Rarity Collection 1, where, they reprinted Summon Limit and then slaughtered it on an upcoming ban list. And you know what? I'll give it to you. I can understand the worry of a card getting banned. Now, we come back to the whole Appalousa thing here, though. Appalousa is not an Omni-negate. On our recent list, you got to remember Baron DeFleur and Borreload Savage were both casual victims of getting taken out back and put down because they made the Snake Eyes deck a little bit too crazy, as I'm gonna call it here. And ever since Borreload Savage and Borreload and our dear friend Mr. Baron have been gone, I will say that the game has felt better to me. Not having to deal with that Omni-negate sitting there on the field has been, I think it's been some of the best change to Yu-Gi-Oh! That we've ever had. Now, you still got people over here shitty pissing the bed that are like, oh, I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Until Baron comes back. And it's like, no, realistically, okay, so we do have Omnis still available in the game. I mean, Thurion King Regulus is one of the ones that comes to my mind out here. And, you also have, the big rank 9 or whatever it is that I know it's rank 10 that we just got. The bringer of the end of times. 9 and 10 are the same level to me in this game. Just kidding. You'll remember your levels. But Varudis is also, a big walking, talking, negate. But the thing is, it comes down to how easy these cards can be to make. The thing that's stopping, I think, Regulus from getting banned is, it's not really the niche decks that it's currently in doesn't really warrant any, chance to have to check it. And then Varudis is just made in Ubel. All right, so, and honestly, some of these boards don't even make it. So that's the first thing you got to think about here is, ease of use. Now, generic synchros like Borreload Savage and Baron DeFleur, being these, you snap, crackle, and pop, 2 monsters immediately on your field together. Well, congratulations. You've already got the Megazord put together. And I don't think Konami was really about that with this. Also, Snake Eyes just being able to plop, these 2 Omnis on the field and just stare at your opponent and go, yeah, good luck, have fun. Now, with those being taken out of the picture, though, people are starting to go, okay, well, now that Omnis are gone, the next thing we gotta go for is the monster negates. No, we don't. Well, actually, you got people over there still wanting Varudis and Thurion Regulus ban. Any card that's an Omni-negate shouldn't be allowed. No, you gotta remember that Konami can't keep printing Omnis, at least in the super easy to make category, even though, they can make them and sell product and then deal with it later. I've been very vocal in thinking that, all cards are designed with a time span in mind, except for Maxi for some reason, that, Konami looks at these cards and like, we can let this run around in the meta for, 2 to 3 years, and then we can check it at a much later date. That theory, I think, still holds true for a lot of card designs and a lot of just the way that Konami looks at the game as a whole. So, Omnis that are easy to access, depending on how the end board also looks, it's having an Omni with like 3 to 4 other things standing next to it that's the problem. Now, that's where we get back to the current Appalousa debate here. You've got people out here like, an apple for 3-4 materials, that's a problem. I mean, it depends on how easy it is to make. a lot of these Snake Eyes boards that are putting an Appo on the field for, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, dealing with a 2-mat Appo is just a battle phase clear. And most of the time, I don't think that's much of an issue. Dedicating a battle phase to clear over a monster, the issue becomes everything else that's kind of standing next to that monster that can be the problem. But then, if you're a Tenpai player, you just go swerve on over through the creatures. So I don't think that Appalousa is much of a problem. I think having a Link 4 boss monster with 4 negates can be problematic to certain matchups. I also think that people need to realize that a 4-mat Appo dies to the simplest spells and trap cleanups out here. And that's, if you're taking away these Omnis out here, then you put another pressure point on the player base, trying to push them in the direction of going, hey, play some gosh darn spells and traps in your deck. An Appo dies to an Econ, dies to a Forbidden Droplet. It dies to all of these things that have seen an uptick in the course of the meta. And I think looking at Appalousa's card design, could we do better without it? I mean, you would effectively kill Link 4 and then you would just make Konami design something else. I mean, sure, should have Appo been probably, once per turn? I mean, I could have seen it. Future card design tells us that they probably would have done something like that. But just to kind of top it all off with a nice little sprinkle on the top, we still don't have, Albion banned. And you've heard the competitive player base out here bitching and shitting everywhere on the floor, complaining about Gimmick Puppet Lock. Is Gimmick Puppet Lock still very much a deck in the meta? I mean, yeah, of course it is. It's going to be for a while. Does it mean that it's winning every single event? No. Not at all. Your biggest titans in the room right now are Tenpai and, Snake Eyes battling it out. I mean, okay, Snake Eyes can make Appalousa. So you have a couple of other, strange decks that are making Appo as well. But it's not like Appo is being this card that is trying to pressure the meta. Appo is just kind of the victim of, I dedicated this whole board to this, and, well, it's not an Omni-negate. You had the out? Okay. Oh, wait. That's all Yu-Gi-Oh! is to have the out? I mean, yeah, it is. If you're breaking down this game into its most bare basic functions, opponent make board. You break board. Ha ha ha. I either win or make board, then you break board back, and then you win. Alright? It's that give and take. I mean, I understand that looking at Appo's card design is infuriating to some people, but I don't see it going anytime soon, honestly. Clearing up the most recent Omnis, getting Savage and Baron out of here, I'm still going to clap for it. I still think that was a fantastic decision on Konami's behalf. And to the people that, I hate to say it, but you guys were clutching onto that stuff. All right, if the only reason you're out here, you're like, I'm only winning because I'm making Baron, it's an annoyance as it was. Baron was a card that a lot of people hated dealing with. And now you've taken a layer off of the top of the BS of the negates out here. They're trying to push the game back to the more back and forth, except for, Tenpai Dragon just bursting you down the front door for 18,000 damage. Knock, knock. Guess what? I'm the bringer of death. But that's a story for another day. That deck will probably get cleaned up in the future here. But what do you guys think about the demon Appalousa? Do you think that Konami is going to take advantage of putting down Appalousa after RCO2 at a much later date? I don't see it. I don't have an issue with Appalousa's card design, but many fellow duelists seem to think that this is the problem. But then again, we still got people out here shouting to the top of their lungs to ban Albion. And I just don't see it. Like, if you're playing in an 8, 9, 10 round regional, it can be infuriating losing to the most random shit in the world, but like at this point in time, you probably will play one branded and they might gimmick puppet you once. You've also got the same chance of playing against, the one Crooked Cook player in the room that you don't have a destructive Daruma cannon for. It's these sorts of interactions in the game that, you know, make Yu-Gi-Oh! What it is. We have such a vast card pool available to us that having these huge differences present in the meta are the things that make this game approachable by players. And it's the thing that make people look at this game and go, wow, I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Of all card games. And if people don't seem to understand that, you know, having as many viable decks as you possibly can makes this game enjoyable, then I don't really know what people are looking for in this game other than just to complain. So, what do you guys think? Please, comment down below what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out.
Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.